Hey guys, don't normally talk in my videos, but I thought today would be a good day to. It's a nice day out here. It's about 45. It's about the first time it's thawed up here on this mountain. We're logging property by Haystack Mountain. It's a bunch of ash salvage, but we're almost done here. But anyway, back to the saws. We got 3 572s. This is John's 572 that he just got done by Rich Redway 066. And these two are my own personal 572s. I ported them myself. But I thought, I never had the chance to run mine against anyone else's, because that's kind of how I gauge how well I did my work, is you have to judge it against somebody else's, and that, some people, it's, to me, it's not about a race. It's about, building something that's reliable too, because I use my saw every day out here, and reliability is kind of important to me. But first impressions on Rich's saw, I really liked the way he went with the port job on this. I was actually expecting it to be more RPM biased, but I'm actually happy to say that it seems like it has a lot of torque. And personally, I like a lot of torque in my saws, but that's kind of because I cut a lot of wood that's really hard. Here in New England, a lot of the wood is really hard. Ash, hickory, oak, stuff like that. Especially in the wintertime, it's really frozen. And yep. But I actually really like this saw. I was actually surprised by it, and I think he did a really good job on it. I didn't time the cuts at this point yet, but honestly, I think they're all pretty equal. I couldn't really tell any difference by feel. That kind of tells me that, they're all kind of cutting within, a few tenths of each other. That doesn't really matter to me. But I'm going to say that I think that Rich's saw actually has a little more torque than mine do. And I think that that's because he increased the compression on it. He did lathe work and stuff like that. My saws are just wood sport. I don't have a lathe or anything like that. I just delete the base gasket. But otherwise, yeah, I think he actually has more torque than my saws do. I think that, so these two are actually ported the same way. Slightly different recipe with both those two. This one is ported for a little more RPM, and this one I kind of tried to see if I could get it to be a little more torquey. And they both have pretty good torque, but this one's definitely got a little wider power band. I would say that this one's a little more high-strung, but it seems like it's a little bit faster. Especially in softer wood, it's a little bit faster than the other one. But this one, even though it's a little slower, it seems like it pulls the chain a little bit better when it gets a little dull. Which kind of, I like that. I like a saw that I can lean on, and, it's not fussy about the chain. But again, personal preference, I was actually skeptical about these dogs, but they seem like they're pretty nice, actually. It's definitely something that takes getting used to, because you have a lot more leverage on this bottom hook. But once you get to the middle hook, it kind of settles in the cut, and it's not as jerky. But, you don't lose as much bar as you think you would, because this section actually doesn't have anything. So once you're in the cut and the log's up against that, you're not losing that much more bar compared to the stock OEM dogs. But it's a personal preference thing. Personally, I like the smaller dogs for our kind of wood that we cut here, because we're not doing that many humble undercuts that require lots of leverage. But this works just fine. too. You know, it's just a different technique. You run the saw a little differently. But again, personal preference. I like the way Rich did the muffler mod. It seems like it's pretty open. I mean, I don't take apart other people's saws, just out of respect, but it seems like he possibly welded it. I can't really tell if it's weld or braze, but it's really smooth and seems like it came out pretty well. Mine are a little uglier because, you know, that's MIG welded, and but it works. You know, it's solid. That one is a little smoother because I think he used a different welder. You know, I use a friend of mine to have my mufflers welded, but it seems like the easiest way to do these 572 mufflers is to cut off the deflector and open it up under there, but yeah, they're kind of a pain, but yeah, anyway, that pretty much sums things up. I think that, you know, time will tell and see how this holds up, but I think first impressions are, I like this saw. Good job, Rich. And I'll leave a link in my description for his channel so you guys can see some of the other saws that he does. Take care. Keep your saw in the wood.